Well then, we're set to go for the sprint race here in Watkins Glen. 3 laps and a reversed grid with plenty of chaos yet to come after 3 beeps time. And we're off and underway in the sprint race, and Avery already making up plenty of spots from the back of the grid, and Penstriker has held the lead so far, confidently ahead of Burning as they head into the first corner, and Bones going for a lunge down into corner 1, cars going everywhere, on the track, off the track, whatever works as we head towards the very fast S's, and Avery still making up spots. He's up to 7th now from the back of the grid, getting past Apex there and now onto the tail of Bones, but up at the front, it looks like Burning might have a run on Penstriker. Oh yes he does, and they're side by side heading down towards the bus stop chicane. Whoever breaks later will have the lead, and it looks like Burning has gone through on Penstriker, and Wizard's gone off, and Burning was on 2 wheels there. Penstriker back into the lead, and cars going everywhere. Wizard, Burning and Bones all dropping down the order. All of this has given a bit of a lead to Penstriker, who is now driving away as the rest of the cars come through. Blazing there trying to go around the outside of Lottie X for 2nd position, but unable to do so as they head down now 3 wide. And Oscar's spun. Oscar has looped it around, and he's been collected, and Wizard and Burning are both off. A massive crash down the back straight, and Sunny is also collected Burning, so that's 4 cars now involved. And it's been called a red flag, so the racing will be neutralized. Bones there coming through, he'll be ahead of those cars that aren't able to get going. But it seems as though everyone's been able to recover, except Wizard, who is still stopped on track. There he is, and that will be race over for him, unfortunately, from 3rd on the grid. Let's have a closer look at what happened. So we're on board with Wizard, the car who is now out of the race, and he was going for a move on Burning and gets very loose. It's very impressive to save that and make the pass, but then you can just see smoke, and then out of nowhere Oscar appears and into the wall he goes. That's race over for him. Unfortunately, nothing he could do there, and definitely not his fault. Now on board with Burning, who is about to get overtaken by Wizard in a quite daring move. They're both almost losing it through that corner, and then he gets a bit of a better sight from Oscar, but then Wizard moving across to try and avoid the incident then clips him, and then he gets collected by Sunny with a secondary impact. Both of those drivers somehow able to continue after that, and here's Sunny's perspective. He'll watch the whole thing unfold right in front of him and then just not be able to do anything. So he barely avoids Oscar and then can just see smoke. Barely avoids Wizard, and then Burning comes sliding across the track to collect him, and somehow he is able to continue in this race. We're back on the grid and ready to restart for now 2 more laps of racing after 3 beeps time. And we're off again for the 2nd time here in Watkins Glen, and Penstriker retains the lead once again. Bones having a bit of a slow start, and Avery making moves down into the 1st corner, and he dives into 2nd place. 2 cars in 1 corner that he overtakes there, and he's now up 11 spots in the race. Through corner 1 safely, and now we go into the S's. They're going side by side through there. Moves being made, Avery being challenged by Lottie X now, but he keeps the spot in 2nd place. And Penstriker once again with the lead, and by a decent margin as well, as the battling continues behind him, heading now towards the bus stop chicane. Many cars still side by side as we head into the bus stop chicane, and Penstriker has lost it and he's off, and Avery now gets the lead of the race. He's now joining the track again. That's Bones backwards in the background, but Penstriker now in 10th place and all the way to the back of the field. He was doing so well for so long, but now Avery, the guy who started dead last in this race, is leading it, and the same 3 cars going 3 wide through this corner, and Lottie X is on the grass and in the wall, and he's hit Burning. Burning collects him in another incident down this straight, and Sunny also clipping the back tire there, and that's another big crash in the exact same area, and it's another red flag. The drama continues here in Watkins Glen, and Lottie X is now out of the race, unfortunately, trailing Blurry and going for the outside as not to run into the back of Blurry, and just running out of road onto the grass, hitting the wall and spinning across the track, and there is Burning, unfortunately there to collect yet another car, and Sunny also collecting damage, but he'll be able to repair that under the red flag. And let's have a look from Burning's perspective. Here it is, and Burning again caught in an unfortunate accident that is no fault of his own, and then getting collected up, but he survives once again. You can see Lottie X on the corner there, and he tried to get around it, but he swerved back to the center of the road at the last minute. If he had stayed on the left-hand side, he might have gotten through safely. So we're going to have to restart this one for the 3rd time here in Watkins Glen. Avery will now lead us away, and Oscar already jumping to the middle of the track, but Bones having a shocker of a start there right at the back of the field, and Avery will be able to keep that lead into the first corner, and Blurry having a massive slide there and only barely catching it in time, but he will keep second place for the moment. Miko now finding himself into the podium spots and up into second, and he's also making a charge through the field this race, but Blurry retakes second position. He is also making an excellent charge through the field in this race. Down towards the bus stop chicane we go, and Penstriker is wide, and he makes contact with Oscar, and Penstriker's off. Penstriker's off. Oscar might have damage, and Burning also losing it there, but Oscar seems to be able to continue on okay. Bones barely avoiding that one. Avery is still leading as they head around the outer loop. Sunny almost onto the grass trying to get around. Oh, and he's off. Sunny's off. We wait to see confirmation, but that could be Sunny out of the race, and it does look like it. Bones getting through, and Sunny isn't going anywhere. And now Blurry has got an amazing run on Avery, and he's going to go around the outside for the lead of the race. Into the final corner. It's Blurry. No, it's Avery who's in the lead, and Avery keeps it, and now Blurry is getting passed by Apex, going from first to third in a matter of seconds. This race is certainly not over yet. Miko now trying to get past, and Blurry and Apex still battling, and Apex goes wide, and he rejoins the track slightly ahead of Blurry, but Blurry will have the inside line, and he will zoom on by and get back into second place. Apex now falling back to third, and it's still going side by side through these corners, but Blurry should come out on top, and he does. Miko now also getting into the mix a little bit there, challenging Apex. They're all very close now, the drivers heading towards the bus stop chicane, and it is the same order as they go through. Blurry, then Apex, then Miko. Oh, and Oscar's hit the back of Blazin, and he's off. He's in the wall. Our championship leader spinning out of control. He's only ahead of 2 cars, but those 2 points are still very valuable as Bones now gets by. An unfortunate end to a difficult race for the driver who is usually so competent and fast. But we're running out of overtaking opportunities for the leaders, and it looks like we might have our first sprint win for Avery, the driver who is set to make history as the first ever winner of a sprint from the very back of the field. He has managed to find the way past every car in the field today, and there are plenty of very fast drivers. So as he rounds the final corner, Avery will qualify first, Avery will start at the back, and Avery will win the sprint in Watkins Glen in an absolutely outstanding drive. And Blurry and Apex will round out the podium places, Miko and Blazin finishing respectively in 4th and 5th. Bones will come over the line there in 6th, and that will conclude an absolutely brilliant sprint race with plenty of drama and action. Avery, of course, taking the win from the very back of the field. Blurry and Apex rounding out the podium. Miko, Blazin, and Bones also doing decently. Oscar not having the race he wanted. Penstriker also things not going to plan as he started from the front of the field. Plenty of crashes and DNFs also in this race. None of these drivers finishing and none of them scoring points, unfortunately. Burning, Lottie X and Wizard all started up pretty high, so that's a big shame for them. Oscar then will keep the lead, and there are no position changes in the top half of the standings. A few points gained here and there, but nothing really significant that will change the course of a championship picture. Penstriker will score 1 point, which will get him ahead of Seth, who is not racing in the series anymore. That's 9th position for him, and everyone below either wasn't racing or got no points. Well, that was an outstanding race. I certainly enjoyed it quite a bit. If you want to see more just like this, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next races that come out. The main race for Watkins Glen will come out the day after this one is released, and you can also go and watch all of the previous races that we've done. This is round 11, so there's a whole 10 rounds that you can go and enjoy, but until then, see ya.